Bullshit. You about to wake up this morning and find out the port strike has already started. So ports in New York, New Jersey, Boston, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Norfolk, Wilmington, Charleston, Savannah, Jacksonville, Miami, Tampa, Mobile, Houston, and New Orleans have all went on strike as of midnight last night. New York CNN reports nearly 50,000 members of the International Longshoremen's Association, ILA, are on strike against the nation's East and Gulf Coast ports, choking off the flow of many America's imports and exports in what will become the country's most disruptive work stoppage in decades. The strike, which began at midnight, will stop the flow of a wide variety of goods over the docks of almost all cargo ports from Maine to Texas. This includes bananas, pause no diddy, European beer, wine and liquor, along with furniture, clothing, household goods, European autos, as well as parts needed to keep U.S. factories operating and American workers in those plants on the job. And among many other goods, it could also stop U.S. exports now flowing through those ports, hurting sales for American companies. AP News of Philadelphia even took an interview from one of the port workers that was out on strike, and this is what they said. "This is not something that you start and you stop," he said. "We are not weak," he added, pointing to the union's importance to the nation's economy. Even at Port Houston, at least 50 workers started picketing around midnight local time, carrying signs saying, "No work without a fair contract." The USMX, the U.S. Maritime Alliance, which represents ports, said Monday evening yesterday that both sides had moved off their previous wage offers, but no deal was reached. An article from Fox News this morning says the union initially demanded a 77 pay raise over 6 years, citing inflation and years of minimal increases. According to the president of the ILA, members earn a base salary of $81,000 annually, which exceeding $200,000 due to overtime. Yesterday, the alliance countered with a 50% raise over 6 years and promised to maintain existing limits on automation. The union, however, seeks a complete ban on automation. The exact gap between the two sides remain unclear. Early this morning, the union rejected the alliance's latest proposal, stating it fell short of what the ILA rank and file members are demanding in wages and protections against automation. Formal negotiations have not occurred since June. The president of the ILA said, "We are prepared to fight as long as necessary, to stay out on strike for whatever period of time it takes to get wages and protections against automation our ILA members deserve." At the port in Baltimore, things even got violent. Port workers on strike were told that they could not block the entrance of trucks. And right here you can see where a truck attempted to run over the protesters that are on strike. This is a port worker with blood running down his face where a cop told him that he needed to move and he didn't. The cop broke his windshield, which ended up lacerating his face. If you want a full breakdown of this strike and why this is happening and the full details of the initial start of this, please go back on my page and watch this video where I covered it all. Some don't think that the president should get involved. Well, the president can get involved, and I will cover in my next video today. Stay tuned on what the Taft-Hartley Act is and how the president can invoke that and where was it originate. If port workers are on strike in the East Coast and Gulf Coast, you know what that means, right? As long as we tracking.